Hey, what's up guys, Ravenclaw here, and looks a little bit different, doesn't it? This is the new layout that I'll be doing my videos in. We're going to be doing, top 10s, 5s, whatever, on the hunts, everywhere. This is going to be the Ravenclaw headquarters. This is all thanks to Elgato Gaming. As you guys might know from the Facebook page, that I have just recently gotten the Elgato capture card. That's so I can do a lot of PS4 and other things like that, and it is amazing. I'm having a great time with it. It's really made a massive change to the way I record things, so yay. Secondly, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody. We hit 5,000 subs, and it is nuts. I just can't thank you guys enough for all the support. It's been a massive journey, and I'm loving every minute of it. Yeah. Now, I'd like to know what you guys think about this new layout, and if it's something that you want to keep seeing or whatever, give me some tips, points, whatever, and we'll work it out as we go. But what we're actually here for is to get onto the MM Hunter. Now, there's a lot of talk about the MM Hunter and what's happened to the MM Hunter, Sidewinders, all this other stuff. So, I thought I might do this one a little bit different to the way I did my BM and Survival. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the live version. Okay, so my actual character on the live server and my actual character on the PTR side by side, and we're going to compare everything as it stands of right now, today. That's probably the best way I can do it instead of reading patch notes and stuff, because there's been a lot of comments about this and that, and you shouldn't have said this. So we're just going to match it up. We're going to show you everything as it is. I'm going to show you the damage and stuff, and we'll go over a few other bits and pieces as we go. Enough talk. I say let's get into it and see what MM Hunters have to bring to the table. Alright guys, so here we are on the live server to start with. We're going to talk about a few bits and pieces that have changed. The first one we need to look at is the aimed shot. So if you look here, aim shot, powerful aim shot, simple spell. Okay, we all know it. Now let's go to the PTR. So here, aim shot. This one now does increased damage by 100% at a target you haven't damaged yet. So this was changed from a target that is not in combat. So originally they had it as you could do more damage if your target isn't in combat, but that became very frustrating, especially in PvP circumstance. Like, you don't know who's not in combat to know when you're going to do some extra damage. This, when I'm looking at this is an interesting one in itself. Does this, like, let's say we're in a PvP situation. When it says here, damage increased by 100%, a target you have not yet damaged, does that mean it's only once? I'm assuming that once you hit a target, or both like if you're 3Vs or whatever, that's it. Or, if you're up against a boss, your very first attack, your very first aim shot, does the most damage. I don't know. Tell me down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Let's move on. So back on the live, we're looking at barrage. The key thing to look at here is physical damage to each other enemy in front of you. Now, each other enemy to me says, every second enemy, sort of a random selection of enemies. But if we hop over to the PTR, okay, this now does damage to all enemies in front of you. So once you spray and pray, everyone in front of you is going to get a smack in the face. Okay, so let's have a look what else has changed so far. Bursting shots stayed the same. These are all stayed the same. Feign death stayed the same. Okay, here's a very interesting one, which is quite annoying from what I've tested so far. So if we just jump back to the live server first. Okay, so if you look at the mark shot. So mark shot is an ability, for those of you who don't know, that once you apply a hunter's mark, that you are able to use this and it will do quite a fair bit of damage. But here is the annoying part. So if we look here on the live server, damage taken from mark shot and aim shot increased by 150%. That's when vulnerable as is applied. Okay, it's for 6 seconds, stacks up to 1 time. That's pretty good. So if we go back to the PTR, look at it. Damage taken from aimed shot only increased by 100%. So not only did they remove mark shot, which does a crap ton of damage, so they've removed the buff from that, but they also reduced it by 50% so far from aim shot. So that's a pretty big damage decrease. And if you're with me, that's a pretty massive nerf right there. Because Marksman, as we know, is all about that high, burst damage, getting all these massive crits and all that stuff. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this particular change in itself. That's something I'm interested in. Alright, so let's move on, have a look at what else we've got to deal with. Okay, so there's been a lot of talk about Sidewinders, okay? Sidewinders, this is on the PTR we're looking at right now. If you see Sidewinders, as we know, applied vulnerable to all targets that it hit, right? Generates 35 focus. So if we go back over to the live version, stayed the same. Cannot hit the same target twice. Also applies vulnerable to all targets. The difference, okay, the difference here is the focus generation. It's on the live server, it generates 50 focus. On the PTR, it only generates 35 focus. So that's a bit of a drop there. I'm still yet to really give that, see if I've noticed a super amount of change in that, like as far as focus regen goes, but that's the only thing I've seen for these ones so far. True shot stayed the same. I'm pretty sure this has stayed the same too. Yeah, it has. All these passive buffs have stayed the same. Okay, so that's nothing to worry about. Let's get into some talents and have a look at the talents now, shall we? Alright, so PTR. First one we want to look at is Patient Sniper. Gain the patience of a veteran sniper, increasing the damage bonus of vulnerable by 15% every 1 second. Okay, now let's go back over to the live server. Patient of the veteran, increasing a maximum focus by 30 and causing vulnerable to increase your mark shot and aim shot damage by 150%, but only lasts 6 seconds. So, what have they done? They've taken the specific shots out and said your damage is going to be increased across the board by 15% for every 1 second that it's on the target. That, not too bad. You don't get the extra 30 focus, increase your making by extra 30. So obviously here we're at 150, and on the PTR we're only 120. That's a bit frustrating. Once again, I'm going to test this again a bit further to see. We'll go down to the dummies and we'll check that out in a sec. But that's one of the ones that I wanted to bring up. So let's keep going. Next one here. This is an interesting one. Sentinel. Okay. This is on the PTR. I'm just saying where I am so you guys don't get lost. Your Sentinel, so this is the actual one now. Your Sentinel watches over the target area, applying Hunter's Mark to all enemies within, all enemies every 10 seconds. So if we go back to the live, Sentinel applies Hunter's Mark to all enemies near that specific target. So what it's done, instead of placing it on a specific target and as they run around, they'll get Hunter's Mark, they've now made it a placement. So PvE, you've got a big pool, you can drop this sitting there so it'll start applying Hunter's Mark to everything. As this one, if you apply it to a target and it dies, that's it. So I can see yes and no. PvP situations, that's going to be a bit frustrating. I suppose in BGs like that, once it's a massive group, drop it down. Yes, you'll be able to apply to everyone in there and just keep getting your damage going. Let me know your thoughts on this one. This is a bit of an interesting change for those that take this particular talent, that is. Alright, let's have a look at what else. Just quickly, Explosive Shot on the live server is an instant cast. Okay, that's cool. But it doesn't cost any focus. On the PTR, still an instant shot, but costs 20 focus. That's a sort of a slight change there. Nothing too serious. What else? Okay, so PTR. We've already spoken about Barrage, so there's nothing really to talk to you about there. But this one is interesting. Okay, Powerful shot. We all know about this one. This is like a massive, just burst your face off kind of shot. But here's the interesting thing. Damage is increased against targets with vulnerable. Let's go back. Have a look here. Damage to all enemies between you and the target. But it doesn't get buffed with vulnerable. So this is going to hit like a damn truck. Now, let's have another look at the PTR. So what I'm interested to see here is when we go down the training dummies, we'll see how apparent this is. But we'll muck around with a few different things we've spoken about already and see what we can come up with. But I'm feeling that this is going to be a part of a massive burst rotation. This is going to be something huge, especially when you have applied vulnerable to everyone with your sidewinders. Oh, sorry. What am I talking about? You can't really do that, can you? Idiot. All right. So once you apply vulnerable to the target, which... yeah, never mind. This is going to hit like a damn truck. So we'll try that down at the training dummies. All right, so one more. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the talents. Let's have a look at the honor talents, see if there's anything changed. So we're on the PTR at the moment, so let's have a quick look. Okay, so on the live server, in the honor talents, we've got freezing arrow here. Now, if we go over to the PTR at the moment, you'll see that it's now changed to high explosive trap. Hurls a fire trap to the target location that explodes when an enemy approaches, causing blah 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 damage and knocking all enemies away. This is the return of the explosive trap that we all used to know. Having said this, I did miss traps. Obviously, we have our traps back, but we've also got scatter shot. So back now is the days of scatter trapping. For all of you that used to play a hunter back in the day, and our explosive traps. That's something very interesting we're going to look at in a sec. Okay, and the last one I want to show you is sniper shot. Has a 6-second cooldown on the live server, but on the PTR, that cooldown has now been removed, which is pretty good. Once again, I'm going to check out all these, work out a pretty good thing as it stands now. I will keep everyone up to date on all 3 specs as things come about. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go down to the training dummy and have a look at what these new changes have brought to the table. Okay guys, so here we are going to test out a few bits and pieces. Now let's have a quick look at what we have changed up. Now we're going to test out this piercing shot. First, before we apply vulnerable, I just want to show you what it does by itself. Now this is a 30-second cooldown, so I'm going to have to do some cuts. So this is on a target with nothing applied. Crits for about 800k. That's not too bad. Alright, so now what I'll do is I'll wait till it's back off cooldown and we'll try something a little bit different. Okay, so now it's off cooldown. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply vulnerable. Now remember, watch it stack up. Keep going, we'll wait till it's all at max, and then now 2.2 million. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Hits like a freaking truck. Now let's try that again, right? So piercing shot, aim shot. So we'll wait and bam. Not too crazy. I don't think that's crazy enough to go wow over. Let's try it again. Wait for it to stack up. Still gonna have to time it. I think I missed the last one. Did I? So remember, this is still applying this. We'll try it again. Alright, so what's the cast time on this? 1.2 seconds. So about 2 seconds in. Let's try it again. It's not too bad. It does a fair bit of damage. Remember, I'm applying this buff here, so I think it stacks to about 8 times. Let's try that again. Alright, let's see if we can get this to sort of crit out now. Alright, so let's get right down to 1 second. And now. Yeah. So it's you've really got to wait for them crits. But 2.2 million, that was not too bad. Of course, there's situations and bits and pieces, but imagine, right? This is... let's have a look here. So imagine if there's a massive mob. You're spiking this out, but the thing is now, I'm thinking... It's not really... Although... Yes. So that's what you'll do I'm just sort of working things out as we go here, so you can sort of do things as they happen. So what we wanted to get, so that, you get that, you apply that. Let's have a look, see here. Right, so now everyone's got vulnerable. We'll wait. Now, so that's not a bad AoE. You put that on all the targets around, and then apply vulnerable with your mark shot, and then do a piercing shot right through the guts of everyone. That's right to the back. That's a pretty powerful AoE, if you ask me. But yeah, anyway. So I'm just sort of like working with a few things. Now let's try barrage. So it says it just hits everything in front of you. I suppose that's pretty much what it did there. Let's go over to all the other training dummies and see what it's like. I feel that the cooldown has been reduced too. I didn't check that, so I may have to watch my own video back to see. So there's a ton of targets here, so let's just have a look here. We'll target the last one at the back. So now, it seems to me like I do seem to feel like there is a difference here. So let's apply that to that. Let's see if we can hit this last one. 3, 2, 1. Bah! Yeah, that's a pretty decent shot now. What else did I say I wanted to try? Was there something else? Now, I obviously can't try the PvP talents because I'm not in a PvP situation. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what things are looking like and what you can expect right now. If things change, then they change, and we'll go over that when it happens. But yeah, what I might do is I might, now that I've done all 3 specs, I might actually start working on them a little bit more and having a look at what else is happening. I'll show you the set bonus that I've got for I went and got the gear from the vendor, which, by the way, which everyone keeps saying, I'm going to go there right now, okay? So let's just head quickly over to the legendary vendor. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This guy here, he will not be in the live server, okay? I cannot make that any clearer now. This is just for us to test. Everything here is for all of us to test everything that needs to be tested. All right, so let's open up. Let's just go to Marksman. Okay, so this is the set. Oh, I didn't get the, okay, doesn't matter. But this is the set, and the set bonus is every 20 focus you spend reduces the cooldown of True Shot by 1 second. True Shot also reduces the cost of all focus spenders by 50%. That's actually really cool. So that makes, you know, what? Aim shot, just, you know, bam, 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 bam. Sort of like a rapid fire. But every other legendary, I think I went over these in my last video. Some pretty cool ones. The ones for BM, which is that one that I was looking at. The one that gives you, basically, it's like the adaptation. I don't think it's here. Yeah, this one here. This is awesome. I might put this one on my BM Hunter and give it a whirl and show you the different bits and pieces. But we'll do that in tomorrow's episode. But as for today, I just wanted to go over a few bits and pieces as far as the... there's nothing much changed as of the... I haven't really done much with my artifact weapon. But there's nothing really changed as far as the artifact traits go. But I'll let you know if anything does come up. But yeah, so that's MM as it is right now. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know down below. If you want me to show you anything specific of the Hunter, of any spec, let me know. I'll be happy to look at it and we can go over it. But yeah, if you're enjoying these sort of Hunter reviews as they happen, let me know. If you like the new Hunter Hangout, I guess, or the HQ, let me know down below as well. If you're new to the channel, make sure you run around and have a look at some of the videos. And if you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And once again, to absolutely everybody that has subbed to the channel, thank you so much for the support. 5,000 subs is just phenomenal. And yeah, until next time, you amazing people, you keep on sniping, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, guys.